Welcome to the Human Resource Management topic in Industrial Engineering Management. The human resource management can be defined as the part of the management process which is concerned with the people of an organization. That means to manage the people working in the industry is the main concept of human resource management. Now, in this present topic, I want to explain about human resource planning, that is manpower planning, recruitment, training and development, performance evaluations, promotions, demotions, transfers and separations, benefits of human resource management, counseling and other assistance, organizational development. The functions of human resource and personnel management is the first function is the human resource management plans the manpower requirements. That means how to get the work done effectively, efficiently to meet the goals of the company. The second function of the human resource management is organizing the manpower. Means which person has to be used for which type of work, and what is the time schedule for the completion of the work. That is comes under organizing the manpower. Staffing, fixing of the workers for various job locations in the industry is staffing. That means in the industry, HRM should know the capabilities of each and every person so that the work can be advanced easily. That's why staffing is to be done properly. That comes under human resource management. That is one of the function. And another function of the human resource management is motivating. The people working in Indian industry, most of the people are theory X type. That means they don't want to deliver their work. Indeed, they want to be as a theory X. That means they work for the salary only. They don't for the extra development of themselves or for the development of the company. So, HRMs should conduct motivating classes to the workers working below them, so that they will be shifted to theory Y process. That's the reason why motivation is necessary for each and every worker, so that they will get motivated to work more towards the industry. Controlling. So as I told you, if the worker denies to do the work, then HRM should make necessary arrangements for the controlling of the workers working under him. If he is not controlling the worker, the bad quality developed in one of the worker will be multiplied, so that the other fellow workers also starts not working. That leads to a high hamperage of work. That's why controlling of the manpower is very essential function of the HRM. And maintenance means maintenance of the workers. Means HRM should not only see for the work output from the workers, indeed as well as the HRM should see for the welfare of the workers. Then only the workers work with motivated work. Now coming to the functions of personnel management, the first function is forecasting the vacancies. So the personnel management has to forecast the manpower requirement. Means if there is any high trend for the jobs to the other companies, the management has to see such that his workers should remain in the industry. That is to forecast the future vacancies and to anticipate the retirements. Also, the HRM should be in a position to identify how many people are going to be retired in the coming days and how many numbers of employees are to be employed in the industry without that means not to hamper the work. Second function is recruitment planning. So to meet the demand of the company, the HRM should see for the proper recruitment of the proper persons to the industry, keeping the main objectives in mind. So that means every HRM should have to see the optimization of financial resources to the company, as well as he has to see the welfare of the workers also. So that's the HRM should have to attract the qualified applicant to fill the vacancies. That means if you work for our industry, we will give this type of benefit. Like that, the management, the HRM has to announce so that he can get good skilled worker for his requirement. So preparing the job description, attracting the potential employees is the main action to be taken towards the recruitment planning function. The next function is organizing. Organizing means to determine the organizing structure. So every industry is having the organizing structure like hierarchical job positions. So the management, the HR should have to see that the organization has to be in the correct position. Whenever any people in the industry leaves at a particular position, the HRM should talk to his management and fill the position of the same worker in the same place, that so that the organization should not be hampered. So this is to analyze the organizational structure. The next function is selection. Selection of the workers to the organization. So to analyze applications and determine sustainability of candidates, the HRM should eliminate undesirable applicants, interviewing, conducting tests, medical examinations are to be followed to get the selection of the good personnel. The next function of the personnel management is induction or recruitment. Induction means keeping the confidence of the workers to work with the industry, and recruitment means keeping more good number of and qualified employees to the industry. So to ensure new recruits are provided with an appropriate training to achieve this, orienting the new employees in their jobs, reviewing their performances, future education and development of employees. So HRM should review the performance of his employees so that the work should be done in the correct and scheduled manner, and also he has to see the employees should be educated time to time to meet the requirements of the industry. Function number 6 is training, that means development existing personnel. Means the workers are working in the factory, but with continuous changes, the persons working in the industry are to be trained time to time. So for this, the actions to be taken are planning and preparing training programs, conducting training programs, evaluating the training results are to be done to have good training to his employees. Next function, transfer or promotions. So the HRM should see when there are non-functioning or negative workers working in the industry, first he has to educate them to work effectively. If the worker still denies to work, then he has to give a punishment to transfer him to his sister industry, which is not having so much of importance than this industry. Otherwise, he has to, if the worker is doing good, so has to give promotion to that worker. So each and everything, that means the negative side of the employees as well as the positive side of the employees are to be taken care by the HRM, so that the workers will be motivated and work effectively. For this, the action to be taken is transfer to the positions for which developed. That means he has to see the plus points and minus points of the workers. Next function is motivating. Motivating function, the motivating is done by giving good payments. That means if the scales of the job holders is fixed or enhanced time to time with attractive incentives, the workers will get a chance to work with more passion and more interest, so that a good amount of work will be given to the industry. To do this, the action to be taken is evaluating the jobs, develop pay scales. Though each and every time the HRM should see how the worker is doing the job. That means evaluation of the job should be taken care. Recreation. So as the workers working in the industry are get tuned up to their works, they need some recreations to get their stresses free. So to provide these facilities for his workers, the management, the HRM should conduct sports, social activities, cultural events, like that events occasionally, so that the workers' brains will be radical free. Point number 10 is health and safety. To prevent diseases and provide safety measures, the management has to provide medical facilities. See, if the company is not provided with medical facilities within the campus, and if any worker is made sick at work time, so he has to be taken to the hospital if it is not there inside the industry. So there is a lot of work disturbance and work time lag to the manufacturing. If it is there inside the industry, so this work lag should be minimized, and workers should get immediate health recovery if the doctors are provided within the industry. Communication. So to provide needed exchange of information throughout the organization, the HRM should communicate well to all his workmen in the hierarchical level, so that he can get his works transferred to them easily. So communication is a very good tool, so that the HRM should maintain with the workers. So media and channels of information system, introducing suggestion schemes are the communication functions of the HRM. Employees counseling. This is very, very important, because as I told you, most of the workers and in most of the times want to be converted to theory exposition. Means no extra work, or no enthusiastic work, or no work with full passion. They are giving salary, I will do my work, like that the worker will do. So the HRM should keenly observe each and every of his workers working in the industry, and make frequent counseling for them and motivate. See, motivation is different from counseling. Motivation means it will be done in a mass way, means all we have to work for the industry, we have to improve our targets, we have to improve our production, like that. To all the people the same words he will say, that is motivation. But counseling is not that, not like that. Counseling should be done individually, because each and every worker has different problems. So the HR should interact with each and every worker which are who are not doing well, and counsel them and know the results, why they are lagging, and try to solve them, so that their problems will be solved. So HR should maintain a good relation with his subordinates with proper counseling. So the actions to be taken are selecting the counselors, assessing extent of help. So this counseling is done by the set of counselors. Only HR will not do counseling to all his employees, but to different groups he can put a group leader as counselor. So that counselor will counsel the employees who are having problems and get them solved there itself. And if the counselor is unable to resolve the problem, he will indeed bring the problem to the HRM, so that as HRM having highest experience, he will resolve the issue. That is the process he has to follow. The next one is controlling. Yes, controlling of the workers is the another important function of the HRM, personal manager. Employees' attitude and coordination is to be taken care by the personal manager. Why? Because the employee's attitude, if it is good, then he will cope up with his fellow workers in a good way, so that the production can be yielded in a high amount. If he is not having the attitude, the fellow worker won't show any interest to work with him, so that there will be a loss of chain gap between the production. So TQM, total quality management, can be affected at that stage, so that production output will be hampered, and also the quality may also be damaged. So the employee's attitude and coordination should be taken care by the personal manager to have the continuous and smooth flow of production. To improve employees' attitude and coordination of the work is his objective, and to achieve this objective, the actions to be taken are analyze personal problem and arrange consulting. As I told you, if the worker is having any personal problem, then his attitude will be changed. So the personal manager has to go into his personal detail to some extent, and has to solve the problem, so that his attitude will improve and implement improved practices. So to get the correct attitude to the worker, the personal manager has to implement latest procedures. That means he has to change the mind of the worker. Performance evaluation. Performance evaluation is a very key function the personal manager has to take care. The personal manager should be very keen towards the performance of each and every worker working under him. He has to see who is working correctly and who is working for the motto of the industry, and who is a true worker and who is a bad worker, or who is making a disturbance or a break in the production process. So, the personnel manager has to see the performance evaluation of the workers working under him. So, the objective is to appraise performance as per their duties and responsibilities. So, time to time the personnel manager has to give a good applause to his workers if they done good jobs, so that he will be motivated well and he will be appraised well, so that his performance should be given good recognition. So, action to be implemented for this is developing evaluating system. See, the evaluation of the performance should be done impartially, depending upon the work output of the worker. The manager has to see the performance evaluation, not for the some workers, they go and keep on soaping his bosses. So, such soaping workers should be taken care, otherwise the boss will be removed at one time, the personnel manager will be removed at one time. So, the personnel manager should be always impartial, it should be always very keen, should be always very strict. I should not listen to the words of the bad workers. Some workers, for their appraisal, what they will do is they say lies about his co-workers, so as to get good appraisals from the personnel manager. So, such workers are to be seen carefully, so that the right man should be appreciated regularly. Otherwise, what happens is, see, one person cannot be a boss for long hour. So, if the boss is not able to see the workers without any deviations, then only he can sustain for a longer time. If he fell onto the words of his subordinates, one or the other time he will be kicked out from the job. So, the more higher cadre we grow, the more careful with our subordinates. That is very, very important. And conducting performance evaluation interviews is also the action to be taken for the performance evaluation system. Why? Because performance evaluation is a very key for the this one. And security. Next one is security. To provide precautionary measures to prevent fire or accidents in the work. See, almost a maximum number of industries are require dangerous situation to the workers. Means the workers at many times feel insecure about precautionary measures or any damages occurring to them. So, the action to be taken for this are develop security measures and organize the security system are the actions to be taken for this improvement. These are the functions to be taken by the personnel management in any industry. Now, coming to the factors affecting manpower planning. The next topic is factors affecting manpower planning. So, how the manpower are to be planned in the industry. So, the parameters considered are working hours. Manpower requirement is directly related to the total hours worked per day by the employee. So, some employees ready to work for 6 hours a day, some employees work 8 hours a day, some hours, some employees work for 12 hours a day. So if the worker work for more time in the industry, definitely should be given more preference. So working hours are a direct measure of his work capability. So the manpower planning should be like that. We have to get more working hours from the man working under the personal manager. Number of shifts. Actually, every industry runs under 2 or 3 shifts: morning shift, night shift. In some industries, it runs for 24 hours a day, shift A, shift B, shift C, like that. Generally, public industries are working for 3 shifts a day, and small industries work for 2 shifts a day. Very tiny industries work in the general shift, we can say. That means 10 to 5, like that, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. like that. So the number of shifts are to be planned according to the work output of the industry. Nature of production. Chemical product, gas or assembly items, manufacturing machine components, etc. These are the types of production components. Performance rate. The performance is good, then less. If the performance is good, then less workers are needed. If the worker's performance is good, so he can do more work, so that we can employ less number of workers. The next one is staffing. So it is an organizational objective. So HR programming, HRP implementation, control evaluation, these are the main themes of organizational objective. Staffing. What are the functions of staffing? Staffing means managing the staff, right? The first one is recruitment of the staff. So it is the process by which manpower is discovered. Collect the sufficient number of applicants from each job so that selection can be made. Source of manpower. How the company gets the manpower, so to work with the industry. The workers recruitment is based on advertisements, schools, colleges and technical institutions through contractors. The factory can get the workers. Training and development. After the worker is recruited in the industry, the company will give a training to the worker, each and every worker. Training is a process of learning in which emphasis is given for job illustration. Functions of staffing are to increase knowledge, to impart supervisor skills, to make first line supervisors, to increase cooperation and coordination at all levels, to increase moral and team spirit among the workers, to bring out good relation between employees and employer, finally to increase the productivity. So staffing should directly or indirectly lead to meet the requirements, goals of the industry. Functions of staffing. So promotion system, transfers are the main functions of the staffing. Promotions are the form of awards which can be given for achievement and helps to motivate individuals in order to increase their abilities. So promotion should be given to a worker who is uh, doing his work very seriously and who is helping the industry to go to the higher levels. And promotion system should be like that. Generally, man having seniority and experience should be given promotion, that is promotion by seniority. So, that means if the worker is working for so many number of years, so his salary should be given a hike and in some cases his position also should be changed from one position to another position, that is the promotion depending upon his seniority. Promotion by merit. Some workers, even though they are small in age, they are having good capabilities. So, such meritorious people are given promotion according to their knowledge and skill. Promotion through reports, and the personnel managers should keep eye watch on each and every worker working in the under them. So, those are called reporters. So, the reporters has to see the performance of each and every worker. So, they will give reports to the personnel manager. So, depending on the reports given by them, the promotion will be fixed to the workers. Transfers. To keep the employee interested in the work as it avoids monotony in work, fill up the vacancy and to make employees fit for promotion. That means when the worker is having good work, he can be given promotion, he can be transferred to some other position, so that he will get a good promotion there. Thank you for listening my continuous lecture. If you like this, like me, share me and subscribe me. Thank you one and all.